It's over for Jose Mourinho. Mourinho is no longer the coach after the recent disappointing results.
You're getting sacked in the morning.
As for us, with our 14th place finish, we've managed to re-sign Alperen Denizli on a huge new contract. He's signed until 2031 on 20k a week. That's half of what we're spending on wages in total.
Go to WWE.com and register. I wonder what $1 million even smells like. Hey.
Otherwise, Umut Şahin has officially been sold to Arsenal, and we've got our 8 million from it. And the board have said, I'm not sure why such an important player was sold. As if they weren't the ones who did it. What are you on? But with that money, the board have finally decided to improve the youth and training facilities.
Thank you, Jesus!
And just 9 days after saying no to an improvement to the youth recruitment, the board called me into their boardroom to discuss just that. So they've improved that as well. As the players came back from holiday, I did a team meeting like usual.
Please, why can't we just forget all about it?
And let's just say it didn't go as planned. And in addition, Umut Şahin, who's here on loan now by the way, was spotted leaving a nightclub in the early hours of the morning. Right after getting that Premier League money, he decides to lose all respect for his boyhood club and just do what he wants.
He does what he wants!
Before starting the season, I took the decision to strip Erdogan of the captaincy and make Denizli our club captain. Erdogan naturally came waddling into my office. I just said Denizli was a better fit as captain, and he just accepted it. You can do that? As we're lost in a season preview again, I decided to change the tactic to a 4-2-4. It's probably very stupid, and will probably concede loads of goals, but I wanted to try a two-striker formation. And it worked brilliantly in the season opener against Göztepe. We smashed them 3-0, as Yigit, Denizli and Omurkan got a goal each. In the second league game, we'd be going to Jose's home. Except it wasn't his home anymore. But they did win 6-1 against Samsunspor in their opening game, so they're not messing about. A woodwork hit for both Haidar and Denizli was how we opened the game, before Ekman pulled it back for Duran to tap in. Duran! 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 Duran is on my mind and he's Yeni's fine dined. The man that rivals Omurkan for most special effects in his name, so Yunchu, then scored a header from a corner for them. And in the second half, Livakovic pulled off 2 good saves to keep it at 1-1, and that was the final result. That's actually a really good result for us. Against Pendikspor, we left Thomasson wide open, so he scored this rebound. Denizli then equalized right after the interval, but we then conceded a pen 2 minutes later, which Bekir scored to get them the win. An incredible team passing move followed in the next game, as Haidar scored to give us the lead 2 minutes in. They then scored what seemed an awful lot like offside to equalize, and then scored again straight from kickoff, because of Emir Khan diving into a tackle. We got a pen 8 minutes later, which Denizli scored, before they scored again, through Bayram's legs. Once again though, right after the interval, we managed to equalize, through Haidar. So as Demeli missed this big chance in the 87th, it ends in a 3-3 draw after a crazy game.
What just happened?
Another insane first half came against Konyaspor. They scored 7 minutes in because Duran missed his tackle. We then equalized and took the lead through Hussein and Denizli, before they equalized in the 44th through Nair. We got a pen in the 50th, which Denizli missed. He missed the entire goal. How? And 5 minutes later, he missed this. Again, how? When we needed a goal, he couldn't provide. But in came a different lad. Bunyamin came on and scored this incredible banger in the 91st to get us the win. What a time to pop up. Akarslan got injured before our next game, so Kalafat had to come into the starting 11. He conceded a pen. Cemil Bayram saved it though, but Kalafat would do more harm. He defended poorly as Ayberk scored for Igdir in the 81st. We got a corner in the 92nd though, so we have a chance. Umut Şahin crosses it to Cemil Bayram, who fucking scores an incredible header. Our goalkeeper has just fucking scored. So he saves us from embarrassment with a penalty save and a goal. I've never had that happen, ever. Despite our goalkeeper scoring, we didn't get any momentum from it whatsoever. We lost 2-0 to Gaziantep as Yigit got an own goal. We then only managed a 1-1 draw with Istanbulspor, before losing 2-1 to Galatasaray as we got robbed of a pen. Somehow we also lost to second-tier side Boluspor in the cup, before only managing a 2-2 draw with Kocaelispor. And that was because of Ferhat stepping up when he should be man-marking Alio Traore. So we're out of the cup and we're 15th after 10 games. And despite having 6 players good enough for a national team call-up, we couldn't win a f***ing game.
I just hope we can win a game.
It might be a bit on me as well though, as the 4-2-4 clearly hasn't worked. So I've reverted to our 5-2-3 system, which sort of worked against Başakşehir. We conceded early, before Denizli scored from Duran's nice pass through, and then a tap-in the 72nd to get us the lead. But Piatek scored for them to make it a 2-2 draw. We then stole a 1-1 draw against Trabzonspor, as Haidar scored with this nicely placed finish late on. Guess what we did in the next game? It's gonna come as a shock. We drew. 1-1 against Rizespor because Olawoyin scored this outrageous goal. And then we lost 2-1 to Antalyaspor. What's going on, man? Against Samsunspor, Akar made my heart go into my mouth with this move. He played it straight to their striker. Thankfully, he missed. 6 minutes later, Duran won the ball from a poor pass, and he scored on a half-open goal. Duran! He then scored again in the 57th from Ekman's brilliant pass. 6 minutes after that though, we conceded as our defense was all over the place. And just 2 minutes later, we conceded again. We've lost our 2-goal lead in as many minutes. And to top it all off, Amur Khan lost his head and got a straight red. We've now gone 10 games without winning. And 11 if you count the cup. We've got the youth intake preview now though, but that too is shit. We have got an A at DM, but otherwise it is a steaming pile of shite. We've now got dead last Kayserispor. If we can't win this, then we can just pack it in for the season. After a couple decent saves from their goalie, we got a pen as Duran was pushed. And Denizli finally scores. Right after the break, Duran doubled it with his incredible first-time finish. Duran! And as Yigit scored this header as well, we win 3-0 to get our first win in what feels like years.
Finally!
Only to throw it away in a 2-0 loss to Kasim Pasa. Because of Amr Khan, who's just returned from his suspension. Because of Ekman getting injured for 2 to 3 weeks, I've decided to alter the tactics slightly. I changed to a 2-striker formation and without a left wing. So Erkan is alongside Denizli and I'll be training Ekman as a right winger. The only bright spot in our team at the moment is Duran, who's just won the Player of the Month for December. Our new tactic sort of worked. We created loads, but only scored once, through Denizli. That was enough to get us the win though, and we kept that going as we traveled to Istanbul and Oli Gunnar's Besiktas. Noppert made 2 huge saves, before Denizli missed the sitter. They then had a couple of good chances, which were squandered as well. But in the 77th, we put together a brilliant team attack, finished off by the earlier scapegoat Amr Khan. And just 4 minutes later, we scored again. Hussein played a great ball over the top to Haidar, who crossed it for Erkan to tap in, but then Al-Musrati scored a header. But we held on to win against Besiktas. Out of all the teams to win against, we chose bloody Besiktas.
Hello amigo, how are you? Come to Besiktas.
That means though that we're in 12th halfway. 2 games ago we were in 17th and on the brink of a relegation fight. There's 3 points down to relegation, but only 3 points up to 7th as well, so it's extremely tight. Back to the league, we got hammered 3-0 by Fenerbahce as fucking Fred had a masterclass against us. Fred?
Yeah,
7-8.
yeah. Fred was.
Sure, but
I really.
One of the dullest games followed, as Göztepe took advantage of our only mistake at the back to get a 1-0 win. We hit back though, with a 2-1 win over Pendikspor. Denizli scored after a great counter-attack, before we got away with 2 potential penalties against us. Hussein then scored this banger. Hussein this. Ba 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 ba. Against Ankara Gucu, we took the lead 32 minutes in after some brilliant quick passing.
Tiki-taki, tiki-taki.
They then scored a rebound, where Erkan scored this good header from Akar's even better cross to get us the 2-1 win. The following game, we went 1-0 down since no one wanted to challenge Lawrence in the air. Straight from kickoff though, Denizli scored from Haidar's cross. Before the interval, we scored to take the lead through Erkan's brilliant header from Duran's cross. But as we conceded in the 59th, we drew 2-2. Against Igdir, Çelik put in a very solid application for worst goalkeeping performance ever, as he somehow let this go in. Thankfully, Haidar made up for him in the 10th, with this nice finish. Çelik then continued as he started, as he let this in. Straight at him. Once again. In the second half, we got a bit of luck too. Akar scored with this deflected finish, before the same man played this incredible pass through 2 defensive lines, and Amr Khan scored from that with this great finish to get us the 3-2 win. 13 minutes in against Gaziantep, Denizli went on a serious solo run before squaring it to Erkan. They equalized not long into the second, before Ekman went on a run to get us a penal. And Denizli scores it, so we win again, only to draw 1-1 with f***ing Istanbulspor. They scored from a backheel assist as well. What the hell, man? The youth intake is here, and it's pretty shit. We have 2 decent looking prospects, in right winger Mehmet Keskin and DM Abdullah Salemes. Otherwise, it's pretty shite to be honest. A positive though is that after completing the upgrade of our training and youth facilities in November, the board have now said yes to upgrading them again. It'll be completed in August for the start of our next season. Next up is Galatasaray away. They're currently leading the league by 18 points, so hopefully they can feel a bit of a weaker team against us. But no, they've literally put out the strongest side they have. We kept them away for a long time, as they kept missing chances, Çelik kept saving, or they scored offside goals. But they broke the deadlock in the 77th, as Yunus Akgün scored, so naturally I changed to a slightly more adventurous version. And then this happened. Literally straight after doing so, they scored twice more. So we got smashed 3-0. Against Kocaelispor, we got robbed by the refs. Before their equalizer in the 77th, our midfielder Solemes got blatantly pushed, but they let the play go, and Kocaelispor scored from it. So we drew 1-1. To make things even worse, Emre Can missed the entire ball against Başakşehir, so they opened the scoring. 2 minutes later though, Haidar scored this incredible header. Right before the interval, Denizli scored with an easy finish as the tackle on his strike partner went straight to him. The same man scored again in the 64th, a tap-in from Şahin's low cross. And then he scored again in the 69th.
Nice.
Akar played this great pass to Haidar, who volleyed it into Denizli, who volleyed to score. And in the 78th, Haidar got his second of the night. So we humiliate Başakşehir 5-1. What a performance! That brilliant win means we're in 10th with 8 games to go. There's only 2 points up to 6th, and 7 points up to 5th, a European place. So could we perhaps sneak our way into Europe? No. No, we couldn't. We actually started April well, with a 2-2 draw with Trabzonspor after Ömer Khan got a brace. But then we collapsed. We initially took the lead against Rizespor after a great run from Umut Şahin. But then we quite literally gave them the 1-1 goal and the 3-1 goal. The 2-1 goal is fair play though. I mean, we can't really do much about that. The 2-1 loss to Antalyaspor followed, despite having nearly double their XG. And finally, we got hammered 3-0 by Samsunspor as Denizli f***ed us by snapping someone's legs in the 48th. The start of May wasn't great either, as we drew 1-1 with last place Kayserispor. We then smashed Kasimpasa and Eyüpspor 3-0, as Denizli and Erkan did incredibly well together. And finally, we lost 2-0 to Besiktas in a poor performance. so we finished 10th in another good season. It's an improvement on last year's 14th place finish, but it's actually only 7 points better. So it's clearly gonna be a long, slow grind to the top. Denizli has kept scoring, as he's got 21 goals in 38 games, and therefore second place alongside Anasiri on the top scorer list. Erkan and Omurkan have developed nicely and have got some big valuations on them, so they're probably gonna get really good. Buran has slowed down in his development though. After an incredible period in November and December, he just went cold. Our defenders, however, have done brilliantly. Akarslan has developed into a first league standard player and will just continue. Just have a look at the upwards arrows. Kalafat, who's been out on loan for half the season, has developed slightly, while Hussein has developed incredibly. He's improved to a Super League standard player and is actually wanted by both Roma and Manchester United. So it's gonna be tough to keep a hold of him. Yigit is leaving now as well, so Kalafat will have to take his spot in the team whether he's ready or not.
Oh, jeezy pips, man.